welcome back. So I wanted to do a remodel of the pool house that we got a couple of weeks ago maybe, and I just kind of been putting it off, but I wanted to do it. I love the things inside it and the doors and windows and the new wallpaper and flooring, but I didn't like the house itself very much, just the house alone. But I had been wanting to remodel it, and then the Diaries of Sarika, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, asked me to do a remodel of it. And they have their own request in already for a regular build, but where I was already going to redo the pool house, I wanted to include the subscriber as the inspiration for this remodel. Now typically I do not add walls or change the footprint of the structure. I'm kind of going to break my own rules on this one, as you'll see in just a second. So the subscriber that I just mentioned wanted me to add an upstairs and or a basement and make it more livable for a family. So everyone's pretty familiar with the before, which we were just looking at. So take one last look at it, because coming up right now you're going to see the after. So as you can see, I've added a room on the front as well as an upstairs. So I kept the actual structure the same on the first floor, walls and all. I just added an extra room. And also taking a look at the outside, you can see that's completely changed. What I didn't like about the house also was it just looked too commercial for me, like a public building, and in order to make it livable for a family, it really needed to look a little less like that. So I completely changed the fencing, just changed the structure of the pool, the hot tub. I did keep these items out here but relocated them. So this is where the hot tub and pool are now. And you can enter the house from that courtyard that contains them, but also there's a separate entrance that goes into the front door here, along with a little sidewalk that runs along the fence line, which I actually ended up really liking. So coming into the front door, and as you can see, I did add the entryway on as well as the stairway room. There's just a little table in here. I added this not only to have a space for a staircase, but also because it was just such a flat looking structure. And, you know, breaking my own rules, yes, I did add this, but I thought I could make an exception this time. And I just made a little room there to slide the staircase in, and it worked out perfectly. So this is the original pool house. What I did was, what you saw the before, I've used a lot of the newer items, which Diaries of Sarika asked me to do, was to use a lot of the new items. I took the newer white couch that I had purchased in that online pack and then used some of the items that were already in the pool house, but just used them a lot differently. I did leave the TV where it was, as well as those two windows, but a lot of the window and door placement is different now. And you can see I've added that white couch there with the buffet table behind it. And here's how the kitchen looks now. I left the original kitchen right there the way it was, but there was not a sink. So I put a sink in facing the other way, and a trash can, and the cookbook and knives. And as you can see, there's a staircase there that goes down to the basement. So I lined the sink up and the table with that. So that's the new placement for the table. And to be honest, I think the great room, the main room of this now flows so much better. And I've kept the door placement here for that big wide door so that it can still be open from the dining area to get to the spa area and the pool. So I really like how this turned out. I like the fact that everything's lined up with the staircase over there, and then on the other side you come out to this beautiful hot tub, and then of course the living area is over there, and I really like how it's now arranged much better. There was nothing wrong with it as a pool house, but to make it a family or even just a regular home, even if you just put one couple in there, it just needed to flow better and have certain things like a kitchen sink. But the bathroom, I kept almost the same. I turned the shower around. I placed the toilet, a different toilet, and it's against the window. I've left the towel rack in there, just placed it in a different spot. And then this was the area that just had that little towel bench. So this is where I've put the washer and dryer now, so the home could have a laundry room. So that's the first level there. Didn't change any walls, except I did add the two little rooms on the front. And that's what it looks like. And we have the staircase. We'll pop upstairs, and this is probably my favorite part of the remodel. And if you've been with my channel a while, you know that occasionally I do add an upstairs. So I decided to make it a loft, and I just think it looks so pretty. So it looks down into the great room, and it takes up maybe a little bit more than half of the home. So I wanted to keep things light and bright up here. I made a little sitting area near the balcony. I added a bookshelf. I used the white and green villa bed, which I really love. I started to make a pinkish red accent wall, but I just decided to leave it the way it is and just leave it nice and that sort of cream color on the walls. They downstairs had the new wallpaper. I took it out and I used this. I believe it came before the farmhouse, if I'm not mistaken. But you have that doorway that goes to the staircase, and then I also added a closet, which is over the entryway. So that just makes it a lot more livable to me. And it's very open and pretty. So it really just could be a vacation home if that's what you wanted to do with it. But at the same time, since I did add the staircase downstairs to go to the basement, it can be a family home as well. So I wanted to leave it up to you what you wanted to do with the home, and just realize that you can use this home for a family home. So coming downstairs to the basement, same thing. You can do whatever you wanted to with the basement. I just made it a little sitting area and an office with a little wine bar there, but you could really extend it out and make it with a pool table and make it a large entertainment room. And the same goes for this guest room. It could be a kid's room or whatever you wanted it to be. That's why I didn't overly decorate it, so I could leave a little to the imagination. I've put a 3-piece guest bath in here, and you know I've been playing around with the track lighting, and I'm really liking that. I know we've had that for a while, but I'm just kind of experimenting with it. There it is on, and I'm going to show you off. See how it is playing there, and then back on. It puts a nice glow on the wall, especially above vanities and beds. And I've added a nice little guest closet over here. I just put the clothing racks in there instead of the full wall units. So you could really do a lot with the basement of this home, and I just wanted to show you that because a lot of people are saying that they're not buying this home because of just, you know, if you're going to pay for it and then that's all you get, which that was kind of my first impression. This is it. I love the new items, but I'm thinking this is not a house. So you really can use it if you think about it. You could add that upstairs on there and make it a unique looking family home if you really wanted to. The other thing is you could really just use it with this level and like the upstairs with the loft that I added and make it sort of like a tiny home too if you wanted to do that. So again, if you use your imagination, you'd be surprised what you can come up with. So we don't need to do the grid, but I'm just going to show you what I did with the furniture from this view. Just added the 2 rooms on the front there with the staircase and the entryway. And here's the new placement for the furniture in the living area. I left the TV where it was, put the plants on either side, 2 ceiling fans to kind of even things up since the couch and the TV are an odd number of squares. And then the new kitchen placement where the table is, and I added the sink. And here is the first floor bath rearranged a little bit and decorated. Laundry room. And then there's the front yard, the new placement for everything with the new fence around it. And I just think it looks much more family friendly. So downstairs, you know, use your imagination, but I did put a little living area down there, a bedroom, a bathroom, and a closet just to show you could make it a family home. And then upstairs, we come up to the landing. There's a little closet there, and that's the new bedroom that I added as a loft. And you don't have to do that either. You could not make the opening and just make several rooms up there if you wanted to. So thank you so much, Diaries of Sarika. And again, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm horrible with names, but I'm really glad that you caught me right as I was getting ready to do this remodel, and you were a great inspiration with your ideas. So it's kind of like a little collaboration with you on this remodel, and I really appreciate your ideas, and I hope that I did it the way you'd like for me to do it. And everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Give me that thumbs up. Thank you so much again. Take care, and I will see you next time.